Alright, hey everybody, how's it going? Just finished up for the day working on what would be the high side of the high-low part of the blind where we actually are going to sit and hunt out of. This is of course probably one of the most important parts just due to the fact that it controls a lot of your comfort and your concealment both at once. So I'm just going to kind of give you a quick rundown of what I did when I built this specific part of the blind. So I started off, a lot of questions that I've gotten on my previous blind are what heights do you build it at, what length, how far out, and what the spacing is for your channel versus the other side of the blind, which would be the low part of the blind. So I start with mine on the blind that's over next to me here, my other boat, my boat I guess. I believe the bottom of this, or actually the top of this, was at 52 inches from the bottom of the boat. Seems high, but when you put it yourself on a seat and then all of your butt and your torso is up, you do need a fair amount of space, especially if you got anybody taller. So I built mine a little bit taller than I probably really need it to be. So this one, being that it's going to be a stand-up driven boat from the back, and really none of us are very tall that we hunt with. I lowered it down to 48 inches from the top here. I've got a little bucket here that will probably still be a little bit lower than, or a little bit taller I should say, than the actual bench seat I'm going to make. But when I get on here, I've got plenty of room. I can come through underneath the little part here just fine. I used to always think that it was important to build it so that you could sit up completely straight in it and still have room, but after a season of hunting out of this other one, I can tell you that I don't think anybody's ever sat up completely straight for more than a couple seconds. If they need to do that, they can just stand up and stretch out. Those extra few inches are sure a lot nicer to not have to deal with when you're trying to hide a boat. So I got about 48 inches from floor to the top of the blind. I've built this. Both cockpits are exactly 10 feet long. Super comfortable, hunt 3 people all that. You can hunt 4. You just don't have the room like set stuff on the seat or whatever between you. Like when we hunt 3 people, we can put blind bags in between us, we can put a camera, we can put whatever else we want in between us. Plus we'll have all the space over here on the shelf. So you really have a lot of room to move. And you just don't feel crowded at all. 4 people, you don't feel crowded by any means, but you just don't have the room to spread out and kind of take up a ton of space. So we've got that, and then I can't say exactly how far out these are always going to come. I know on the back of the boat, where the boat is wider, I think it comes out 27 inches from the gunnel. Up here at the front, it's only like 20 inches, just due to the fact that the boat really gets narrow up here. The key thing here, I think, is that you keep your channel at least, I'd say, 22 inches wide. My boat next to me here, we've got 23 to 24. It's a little bit wider than maybe you'd need, but it's not overdoing. Before I built that one, I was reading a lot of people, like just discussions on forums from people that were talking and saying different things. Some guys would say you only need 16, some guys would say you need 30. So I really just kind of took and played with it a ton before I built it. I think 23 to 24 is definitely not overkill either way. It's pretty good. On this one, again, since it's a little bit narrower boat overall, we're going to make this one 22. It should give us plenty of room to come and go, get past each other, because with this boat you're kind of tucked back. Your seats are actually, the nice thing what I try to do is make it so that your seats are back here all the way, so you're completely underneath this. Then when you've got our camo coming across here, you're gone. They're not going to see you moving, they're not going to see your smiling face looking up at ducks. So right now, you'll see this is still moving a bit. I basically have everything completely done. I've got all my supports. I put an angled support piece on every corner for the most part, just because, and with this one being removable, it's not as solid as my other one is yet. That's mainly because I do not have, there's 2 poles, one pole there that goes down to the ground, and a pole that comes here. Once I have these pinned down and locked down solid, it'll be pretty much completely immovable. Right now, I can still put my weight on it, 160 some pounds. So it's definitely tough, heavy duty. I did use a 2-inch piece here of 1/8 inch walled aluminum, 2x1, 1x2. Everything else is 1x1 at 1/16. since they're not really supporting the weight as much as just holding up the structure of the blind. So that's that. I've got this done. I'm going to wait till I can get to the metal shop and have them cut me out some little U channels so I can weld those together and get them screwed into the floor for the brackets for that. And I'm going to do the same thing tomorrow. I think I'm going fishing, so it'll be a couple days till I get back to this next side over here. After that, we are on the home stretch.